from Buraro Foundation. We are dealing with beekeepers, and we are very happy to be here. Our main offices are located in Karangura sub-county, Kabarole district. And I'm very happy to be in this studio with my colleagues from Bees Abroad, as you have seen us.
You're most welcome.
Well,
I want you to focus directly in the cameras. Leave the monitors don't focus on the monitors. Let's focus in the screen there, so in the camera, so that we can get clear image from our viewers outside there. So you are most welcome. Siam Kerry, an extension worker from Bulalo Foundation, found here in Kabrode district, together with Fort Potro Tourism City. Ladies, again, my friend Jen. Jen, you're most welcome to the studios of Fort TV.
Good morning, Simon.
Good morning, Jen. How are you?
I am extremely well, and we are delighted to be back in Uganda. We've been coming for 13 years, and to be back in Fort Portal, beekeeping and assisting, and we have an enthusiastic group here, which I'm sure we will talk about more.
So you've been in Uganda often, or it's your second time?
Seventh.
Seventh?
The seventh time.
Oh.
Yes.
So have you been given a pet name yet? You know pet name?
No.
You don't know?
You will have to do it.
Oh, sure. Okay. Okay. This is Jane. All over from where?
We are from near Cambridge in the United Kingdom.
In the United Kingdoms. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay,
It's a
please.
pleasure to be here.
Thank you, please. So together with me here also on my other hand, I have my brother. It's called Richard. Richard.
I'm very pleased to be here as well. Jane is, of course, my wife. We are both beekeepers. We've been keeping bees in the UK now for 30 years.
Oh.
We're master beekeepers, and we're part of this Bees Abroad organisation. We don't just work in Uganda, so maybe some of your other viewers, I should tell you where we work as well. We have projects in Sierra Leone and Ghana and Nigeria, and nearer to here in Kenya and Tanzania and Rwanda.
And all those are bees related?
We only do beekeeping. We work with groups. The groups come to us. We find them on the internet. And the ones we choose to work with, we provide support and training. But we don't do it. We always work with local partners. Bulalo is an excellent example of that. So we're really thrilled to be working with them. But we have local delivery partners in all the countries we work. We are expert beekeepers in the UK.
In the UK, yeah.
But the experts in Uganda are the Ugandan beekeepers.
Okay, so the discussion will flow along that direction as we continue. So once again, where are you watching us from? We are live on Facebook, on our YouTube channels, direct on our Twitter and X handles. We are live right about now. Just go and subscribe and share, like, and also let us see your comments coming through, so that we can always be working together here on Fort TV. It is a free talk. Gonza, your host. I'm here together with Bulalo Foundation alongside Bees Abroad. Now let the discussion flow. Now, I'm starting with my brother Samuel Kerry. Now, tell us about how did you get in touch with the Bees Abroad, especially Jane and Richard?
yes, that is a very good question, Mr. Gonza, as our moderator today. And for us as Bulalo Beekeepers Foundation, we started practicing beekeeping in 2014. When we started, and we were producing honey, and we picked interest in finding out our colleagues who are doing the same practice outside Uganda, because we are thinking outside Uganda. And when we went online, we find that there is an organization called Bees Abroad. Then we started chatting with them, slowly sending them message on the internet. Then finally we are with them with the relationship. This is the second time hosting people from Bees Abroad. At first we were able to host David. We were with David for 1 week, and we agreed on issues, and we tried by our level best with the community, and we are moving on. So this is the second time to have a wife and the husband, me finding us at Bulalo.
Wait,
the wife and the husband.
Jane and Richard are married.
Yes.
Sure. You didn't tell me about that.
Richard did.
Okay.
I will let you into a secret.
Yeah.
We have been married for 50 years.
Yes.
50 years. 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50.
50 years.
Correct.
We'll talk about that next time.
Yeah. So that will show the relationship.
Yes, please.
A husband deciding to move
With the wife.
to meet Bularo.
And next time they'll come with their children.
With the children.
And their grandchildren, right?
And the grandchildren. So, in fact, that is how we started our relationship, and we are moving on. We are mostly engaged with the community. What we are doing is not for the benefit of Bularo as an organization, but we are doing it for the benefit of the community to benefit from the beekeeping. Because beekeeping have been there, but people have been not utilizing the resources. So with the bees abroad, we have now the upper hand to help the community.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what forced you majorly to look for friends elsewhere abroad? Had those in Uganda been exhausted fully, or you wanted to do things faster?
Yeah, we wanted to do things faster at a certain level. Of course, we have others in Uganda.
Or you wanted to go international?
International.
Okay.
Because even we are thinking of producing and supplying international. So our dream, we have Uganda at our heart, and we are thinking of going beyond boundaries to see what is happening in UK, what's happening in Kenya, what's happening in other countries. So that's why we have started to establishing relationship outside Uganda.
Okay, let's first talk briefly in the 3 minutes. We exhausted about the Bularo. When was Bularo found?
Yes, that is very good. As earlier I've told you, I'm Shamkere Liverson. I work with the Bularo Foundation in the project of beekeeping, and it is found in Karangura sub-county, Kabarole district.
Okay.
And purposely we are doing in beekeeping, that is apiary, keeping of the bees, and we are producing honey and bee product. For instance, last season and last year we were able to produce 20 tons of honey, which is consumed locally here in Uganda, and part is being exported, but in a not an organized way, because we are still in the process of obtaining the UNBS to meet the standards, and we are operating in like 60 districts. That is Kabarole, where we are. Fort Portal City, we have farmers in the Fort Portal City, we have farmers in Ntoroko district, Bundubujo district, Kasese district, then Bunyangabo, then part of Kamwenge and Chenjojo.
In other words, the whole of Toro region is covered.
That is
the western region.
The western region. We are covering almost the western region, and that's why we are able to produce 20 tons per year, and we have a work plan to produce 100 tons or 99 tons in a year, and that's why we are moving towards that coverage of the western Uganda. And our products are there on the market with the label Bularo Foundation, pure honey, and our honey is very organic, it is pure, nothing is added, because of the demand, we cannot duplicate our product, and we cannot joke with the market. So far we have.
Okay.
So currently we have very many benefits. What we are doing, as maybe that will be the next step as we are interacting.
Okay. And now, but before we go to our guests from the bees abroad, do you only deal in pure honey, or you have some other value additions within the honey, the apiary industry?
Yes, we are dealing. We can say we are dealing from a B from A up to somewhere W. From nothing
to the Z part of it.
Z part of it somewhere, because we are doing the training. When the farmer doesn't know what to do, we are engaged and we are committed. We do training, starting an apiary. What is an apiary? Starting the beehives, We train farmers in doing the hives using the local available material. For instance, the bamboos. When the farmer doesn't have the capacity of buying the timbers, we start with the local hives. If you are Mtoro, you can call them a Toro hive. If you are Mkonjo, you call it a Mkonjo hive. So long as we are using a locally available material.
Okay.
And the purpose is for you to get honey. After getting honey, you bring it to Bulalo, we give you money. Then when you graduate, we train you in making the Kenyan top bar hive. And we train you hands-on. It's not a history that the Kenyan top bar is done like this. No,
it's not the
it is hands-on. Then that is the part of the training. Then we have the monitoring and evaluation officer. If we have trained you, we find out what are you doing. Are you following what we trained you, or what went wrong? Do you have any challenge? Then we do the marketing. Buying.
On training, do you voluntarily train or empower the community free of charge, or they do some few little payments to get your services?
Yeah, that is a very good question. They do pay small amount depending on how that person looks like. For instance, you are an orphan. We cannot charge you like somebody who is not an orphan. Reason why we are doing so, we dislike giving people free things.
They take
it for granted because there is nothing added. So we charge slightly, but not expensive compared to what you are going to earn. So that basically, we agree that you will be paying in this mode. We are not chasing anybody from the class, but we agree as the community must benefit.
Lastly, but not the least on your part as Bulalo Foundation, who are the major beneficiaries of the foundation?
The major beneficiary of the foundation are the community around. As I have told you, we work in Karangura, where we are,
at the offices,
and the people around there that have benefited. So we are now expanding in a ring way from Kabarole district, Bunyangabo Ntoroko, from Bunyangabo Ntoroko, Vundubujo Kasese, then Chenjojo. Okay. So we are expanding. That's why we are projecting of 100 tons.
Now, for you to look for partners abroad or elsewhere, like you said, you want to go international.
Yes.
You could have maybe incurred some challenges as a Bulalo Foundation.
Yes.
What would have been some of the challenges that forced you to go via internet and all other ways to look for sponsors and funders?
Yeah, that is very good. Earlier I have told you that we have different beekeepers in different categories. When, like, for instance, the orphan, we have the total orphan. They cannot manage themselves, but they need a living. So we thought wisely that if we can find any partner who can help us, like Bees Abroad, so they can help us to mobilize the orphans or the widows, or even you may find somebody is not an orphan, but the way of living is hard. He graduates to be an orphan. So that's why we decided to say, let's go and extend mine to benefit our community.
To look for the well-wishers.
So we ended up getting the Bees Abroad on board, and we are moving. And so far we have helped 30 youth from the Bees Abroad package. Now,
as we get to the Bees Abroad channel, did they charge you anything for you to join them, or they came in also voluntarily as good Samaritans?
I think they were, I don't know how I can describe it. Because because even their internet, they are using their MBs, they are using everything, even they are giving us money in cash, and it is we to implement the budget. To make sure that our beneficiary also enjoy.
Meaning, for them to come here, for like Jen has said, it is their 7th time coming here.
Yes.
Meaning, the funding or the support, the little much support they have given you guys, you have fully utilized it. That's why you've kept in the mutual relations for them to be coming in, out, in, out.
I think they also tell us.
They will tell us.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. That has been Umukeri. Siamukeri from Bulalo Foundation, and is an extension worker, a trainee in beekeeping in that side of Karangura, together all in Toro region at large, because as Bulalo Foundation, they go extra mile, they cross boundaries from their own place in Kabrole, and they're extending themselves to other regions and other districts within the Toro region. Now let us get into direct to their bees abroad, because they have the founders here, the Mr. and Mrs. Richard and Jane. They are going to take us through the next part of it, of their bees abroad. Could you be having some products already made from your bees, or?
First of all, I'm not the founder. The Bees Abroad started almost 30 years ago, and it was started by 3 UK beekeepers who were traveling, who were doing little projects, and then they joined together, and so the organisation has grown since then. So I'm just, I think I'm probably the 5th chair of the
Bees
board.
Abroad.
Yeah. So
you're on the board.
Yeah, I'm the chair of the
You're
board
the chair,
now,
okay.
but I'm definitely not the founder. But I'm a volunteer, so we don't get paid at all, and the whole organisation is voluntary.
A moment, Richard. When you talk about you are a volunteer and the whole organization does not pay you at all, it brings some questions within the viewers and also in my mind.
Okay.
How do you run businesses on a voluntary basis?
Okay,
Yet you are not funded, you don't have money.
So what we do in the UK is we go out and we get the money. So that's what we do. We go to friends, we go to organisations, we go to businesses, we go to other beekeepers. Other beekeepers are probably our best source of money, because they understand beekeeping, they can relate to it, and they know how much it can benefit people.
In return.
So our job, our main job is getting the money, which enables us to support the projects like this one.
Like the bladder.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me talk to Jade. By the way, I can see you guys have rings. I have 1, they have 2. So we are in the same category, right?
I hope you're going to ask me about beekeeping and not my marriage.
We are talking about beekeeping.
Yeah.
But it is the marrieds who are into the beekeeping.
Yeah.
Not so.
Say again?
A happy family.
It's a happy family that is into beekeeping.
Yes.
Not so.
I think as a couple,
Yes.
it makes it easier for us to be part of Bees Abroad in many ways, because we support each other and we have different skills. So I am a biologist and a teacher and an educationalist, and so my role with Liverson particularly has been in the training and the
mentorship.
Yeah, the education from that point. And Richard is an engineer in background, so he has that kind of support ability. So yes, that's how we came into beekeeping, because it helps us to be beekeepers at home.
Now, Jane, first question at hand. What inspired you, of all other businesses all over the globe, what inspired you to take on beekeeping as business?
For us personally, it's not really a business. In the UK, most of the beekeepers are hobbyists. They have a different job. So I was...
It's a hobby.
Yeah, I was a head teacher at a school. That was my profession. But my skills as a teacher have helped me be a teacher in beekeeping. So I have taught in the UK, I have taught beekeeping and the biology of bees, and I hope that helps in our support to Bulalo and other projects. We have about 20 projects all over Uganda. So today we are actually moving south to Kasese, and we have spent time. May I just say that this organisation, it is the first time we have visited Liverson, and we are very impressed. One, with the organisation and the training to support the community. Their community is benefiting hugely from Bulalu being there. And secondly, it's the quality of the honey. The quality of the honey is very important, and we have a huge worldwide problem with honey, that honey is being adulterated. Business people are adding sugar to honey so that it becomes a poor food. And Bulalu's quality of honey is outstandingly good. Not unique, we have it, but it is pure organic honey, and it's nutritional and medicinal. So I think that's an important point to make, and that's what Richard and I are trying to achieve. We're trying to achieve helping communities, both in they can earn more money by keeping bees and keep the flow of a very nutritional food. And
with that observation, you therefore recommend the communities around and abroad to seek for the Bulalo pure honey?
Not just Bulalo, round here, Fort Portal, yes, but anywhere in the world, including the UK and all of the African countries that Richard mentioned, you should buy your honey from a beekeeper, because a beekeeper will provide pure honey. If you go through other sources and you don't know...
Or maybe shops and supermarkets.
Well, maybe. So beekeepers will not adulterate their honey. They will sell a pure product. And the best product will be an organic one. So the agriculture around has been produced organically. So, and the quality of the honey is excellent, and that is important all around the world.
Okay, now being that you're talking about bees abroad, the word abroad itself means global, that you operate globally. But when you see that a whole company, a whole organ like Bees Abroad come together in conjunction with Bulalo Foundation, that automatically tells it all that these guys are doing an exclusive good work.
They are doing an excellent job. Different projects achieve differently. And the key to success is having someone like Liverson and the rest of the team who help the beekeepers constantly. Beekeeping is a much harder thing to do than many people realise. If you just put a log hive in your garden and you look from time to time, you may get enough honey to eat with your family. But if you want to sell a substantial quantity of honey, you have to maximise each hive. And the Kenyan top bar hive you can get more honey from, but you don't just get it, you have to manage the hive.
Okay. Now, which criteria do you guys always consider, or which do you always follow to choose these particular projects from any other country? A case in point, when Bulalo wrote to you via emails or internet, I know there are other projects, companies from elsewhere which come through, but which criteria do you
I think
follow?
You should ask Richard that, because he, as the chair of the charity, is part of the decision making. So the board will decide that, and Richard can give you a better answer than I can.
No, I reserve that question.
Okay.
So now I'm still dealing with your wife. I'm still dealing with Jane. Now, Jane, there could be some other young children. You know, now we are in a generation where women are also fronted, women emancipation.
I'm glad you're asking me about this.
Sure, this belongs to you. Now, how many women, or does Bulalo in its own foundation, does it empower women and younger girls to do the beekeeping and all its other products at the end of the day?
All of our projects at Bees Abroad promote women beekeepers. And each country has different challenges according to the culture of the country. And Bulalo is indeed encouraging women to be the beekeeper and therefore to make their own money from the honey. And so they need the skills. In all over the world, women have kept bees for a long time. In the UK, we often say that women make the best beekeepers because they are gentle. They are gentle with the bees, and the bees are quiet when the women are dealing with them. So and I feel that, and I agree with that.
So you mean bees prefer to be handled by women most
Oh,
of
I
the
think so.
Yeah,
Sure.
outside. Outside.
Okay, I don't know where you are watching us right about now from, because I know friends from the United Kingdom. We shall share you the link and follow what Richard and Jane and also Silva, what they are sharing about beekeeping all over the globe, because we are dealing with Blood Foundation locally in Uganda together with the Bees Abroad, and I know a number of good results are always visible and tangible wherever they are hailing from, and together with us here in Fort Portal City. Now, you can share your comments, go in the comment section and share your views. You can ask anything about this program today, about the beekeeping in Uganda in conjunction with Bulalo together with Bees Abroad, and we shall be able to read through and also give your question to the people here so that they can give responses back to you, our good viewers. Now, Richard, there is a question that I asked Jane and she forwarded it to you. Could you please begin with that? Which criteria have you always considered to see that you choose these particular guys who write to you in need of a hand or a support or anything of the sort?
So the first point I think is that the groups come to us.
Yes.
So they already have the motivation. Each year, Bees Abroad receives maybe 100, 150 requests for support. That's far more than we can do. So the criteria we're looking for are they should be a registered group. Well, they should be a group. We do not support individual people. We only support groups. Groups that are registered as NGOs or CBOs, yeah. And we read the information about them. It's a bit like getting a job. But what we always do is we send our local person to go and do an assessment visit. So our local representative visits the group and checks out that they are real.
Wait, where do those local, you said they're local?
Where possible, yeah, we have. So in Kasese, for example, we work with an organisation, and the leader there is a guy called Daniel. He goes and visits groups before we consider supporting them. To check out
where they qualify.
Well, to check they're genuine. Sometimes we have people who apply who they're maybe not the sort of people we want to support.
Yeah, we call them Abaferi. You know Abaferi, right? Fake one.
So we're very keen to support organisations which are focusing on supporting their communities, and I think you know that Balaru is a very good example of an organisation which is from the community, supporting the community. We've got quite good at.
So one of the criteria you said is these people writing coming to you first.
Yes.
And also they bring in their requests, and you make sure that they must be registered NGOs or CBOs around.
Yes.
Then you can send in someone to go and monitor and evaluate.
So we can check they've got a committee.
Yes.
We can check they've got records. We can check they keep good accounts. So I think that's different to some beekeeping projects which come from other places where they look for the group. So maybe they decide that they want to strengthen a region and they go and look for people. To be a beekeeper, you need to want to do it. It needs to come from your heart.
Sure.
Yeah. So beekeeping is not for everybody.
No.
It works for people who have a desire to do it.
Because a person like me can't do beekeeping. I fear being stung.
That's fine. That's fine. So we know that if people don't want to do beekeeping, then they shouldn't be forced to.
Now, these organizations or these requests that come through, do you consider about the numbers they have in the organization, like or 10, 20 plus, or even if we are 5, you can still get support if we qualify?
5 would be rather small, but we do not discriminate on the basis of size. We do expect them to be representative. So if it's a group of all men, then we would not support them. We would support a group of all women because we understand that women need more help. But we're looking for good balance. Maybe some younger people, older people, some youth, but certainly to include some women.
Okay. Now, but by you guys choosing to come to Uganda, and most importantly here in Fort Portal under Bulalo Foundation, have you found out that Bulalo is the best of all other projects within Uganda that you rely on and you are coming in and out time and again?
We are very impressed by Bulalo. Yeah, we're very impressed. We think they're doing all the right things. We just
only the right things.
We think they're doing very well. The important thing is that they now continue.
Yes.
They build their strength, and we're very pleased to help them build their capacity. We understand that growing requires investment. It's very hard to grow a business without some external support. So we're happy to make some contribution to that. Because we think that helps bring value to their community, and not just their community, but to the area in which they're working. Because they're spreading out. They started here, but they're getting bigger and bigger.
Mr. Moderator,
yes, please.
I may add something in Richard's information. You see here, even in Africa, whoever cries for help, it's who receives. So we may not be the best organization working in beekeeping, but for us, we were not able to manage ourselves 100% with our community. Then we decide to cry. Then Bees Abroad had our cry. They said it's okay. If you want to help the community, it's okay, you receive. So we can encourage more beekeepers outside the Vularo to also approach Bees Abroad, because they have open doors. You apply, so that we be many. We be many, because when we are very many beekeepers in Uganda,
the production is high.
Yeah, we thought and we think it can help even in the production of crops. We can get income. So Bees Abroad is open to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, lastly, Richard, then you can come back to Jane. Being a chair on the board, could there have been other organizations like Bulalo which come to you seeking for support, and you go down meeting their needs and you support them, but along the way they end up disappointing or not fulfilling the promised desires? Could you have come across such?
Of course. Not all projects succeed. You know that. But we do monitor.
You know why I've said like that is that since you are partnering with a particular project and you are fully funding them or supporting them, then why should they mess up things and lose that global opportunity?
Oh, because they're humans. Things happen, you know.
Yeah,
things go wrong. All sorts of things can happen. People have accidents.
Yes.
People disagree. People get married. People get married. They go off. There's all sorts of problems. It's life.
Mismanagement of the funds to do happen.
Mismanagement of funds.
Yeah.
So when you come across such people of that kind, don't they also bring down your motive to support others as well?
We understand that the world is not perfect. So these things will happen.
You expect them in advance?
We know that things go wrong.
At some point?
Not always,
It's a must. They must go wrong somewhere.
Life's hard. So we understand that, and we hope to work the groups that have problems. We try to support them through those problems. We try to understand what the problem is, and maybe sometimes we can help put that right. We react appropriately if we can.
Okay. Now, as one question to Jane, then one to Liverson, then we can come to an end because our time is fast running. Now, Jane, I know in Uganda here, away from beekeeping, we have like maybe goat rearing, we have rabbit keeping, we have hen and chicken and poultry farming. And at some point we do want to get other types or other breeds elsewhere. For example, we can go and get a breed from Bundibujo or Bunyangabu, where Bulalo is found, or Kabolole. I want to come and intermarry it or intermix it with my breed in Fort Portal.
A goat, you mean?
Has that
Something like that.
Does that also happen in in beekeeping? That maybe you're from UK, you can bring some bees, a breed from that side. You bring it also here in Africa, or particularly in a Bulalo Foundation. Then you can get different breeds at the end of the day.
Very good question. I will answer this as a biologist.
Yes.
We, as human beings, we have to be very careful about moving any other species about. When it comes to farming, so animals like goats or chickens, people constrict them. They keep them carefully, and to move a different breed and crossbreed can be successful. But you must be very careful. If we brought a British cow here, it would be too hot and it would die and it wouldn't even breed. And if so animals are best off in their own habitats. But if people are farming them and looking after them, that's one thing. Now bees are really wild. They live in the community and they can't be confined. And so breeding them together is more dangerous if it's not working. And you may be surprised to know that there are many races of bee.
Within a hive?
No.
Okay.
Within a country.
Yeah.
So, for instance, we in the UK have a race of bees which is a northern race of bees, a European race of bees, and you here have Apis mellifera scutellata, and they are a tropical bee, and they are adapted. So like we are adapted, we look different. Your skin is adapted for the hot weather. My skin is adapted for cold weather. And it's the same with our bees. Our bees in Europe have to have a honey store that lasts from October to March, because we have no flowers. In the winter it is very cold and there are no flowers. Here you have short seasons, and here probably 2 seasons, maybe 3 if you're lucky. Your bees are adapted to that. That's what they do. So if you take one race of bee and you let it loose in a different country with a different climate, A, the bees will struggle to survive, and B, there may be a problem with them interbreeding, because the hybrid, and you can't control it because the bees are flying in the forest.
Meaning we have to maintain our local bees within here.
You can breed any animal to be the best for the human community. So some breeds of goat or cattle produce more meat or more milk or whatever, and certainly a very experienced beekeeper can breed a bee which perhaps has an inclination to collect more honey, or has an inclination to be less aggressive, and beekeepers are doing that, but that is an advanced skill, and we at Bees Abroad and Bulalo, we are about promoting the community with new, inexperienced beekeepers and supporting them and training them.
Wow. Now, Liverson.
Yes.
I've heard Jane singing praises of your organic honey, organic bees, and so forth and so forth.
Yes.
Now, do you need machines to make that honey go pure, like in sieving, like in sieving, or I don't know how best to make it pure to go on a global market. Does one need machines or any other thing to have pure organic honey?
Okay, that is very good for our buyers or our consumer of our product to know that. And basically, before I go that one direct to that, I will add on my colleague Jenny what she have been explaining. And when you were here, she have been using science, the Apis mellifera.
That's what I don't understand. But
so for us here in Kitoro, we can say the clans or tribes, the Amoti, the Vika, the Vavito, and what. So there are different families, and with different behaviors and different production issues. And we cannot transport or import bees from bees
UK
abroad, UK,
or Rwanda.
because even the days I've been here in beekeeping, 13 years when I'm in beekeeping, as a beekeeper personally and as a trainer, even you cannot carry bees from Karangura and you take them to Ntoroko. They will not survive. So if the bees of Karangura will not survive in Ntoroko harsh condition,
How about from UK
How about
to
from
Uganda
UK?
to Kalangura?
so they are not bringing any new bees here in Uganda, but they are bringing the help to help the community, help themselves using their local available material. Now in this case, those are the bees. And for the case of the machines, we don't need a lot of machines to use, because there is a small science. I'm sorry, I'm going to use a small science of the enzymes. We have that enzyme work under specific temperature. So some of the machines, they use a lot of electricity, and that means that there is a lot of heat. So when you use a lot of heat, you are killing the enzymes in the honey. So you will not be taking honey, you will be taking something like honey, but without the values. So we don't use a lot of machine, we are organic. Like when you come to Rano, we'll show you the process from the apiary. How do we harvest? We harvest using our, we as energy, we use ourselves. We use airtight buckets. Why we use airtight buckets? We are trying to eliminate the water moisture content entering the honey, because honey has standard water moisture content, that is 19%. Then we can always use clean airtight bucket. The word clean is very important. I think Jane, that one, very clean, a very clean airtight bucket. It's what we use. We carry our honey up to the foundation, that is the buralo. Then we do the separation. In fact, we are not processing, but we are separating the juice from the combs using the two methods. When you come to buralo, you shall find the two methods. The one is the floating method. We shall show you how the floating method looks like and how it works, but just natural things, the real things we are using. And we have the centrifuge machine. That one basically work with the products from the Langstroth hives. So we don't need a lot of machine on that. What we need, the airtight bucket and the stainless tanks, food grade tanks. So that's basically what we need. We don't need a lot of machines.
Now, Jane, with his submission and his expertise, I would recommend you to take him to America, to United States. The guy is informed. He's speaking from a point of information, of expertise, and you know, I love you. I love your submission, bro.
Yeah.
You know what you are doing.
And
that's still on your side.
Maybe before you go on,
Yes.
we
are winding up in the
we
next
have
4
a
minutes.
commitment. I will do online course.
Yeah.
With her
Oh, wow.
in bees anatomy. And to knowing the more what's the bee, the anatomy, every part in the bee. So we have
Did you take science as you study? For someone to be like you, does he need a lot of science, or he qualified in science subjects, something of the sort?
Yes, it needs some science and commitment. Because you may take science, but when you are not committed. So the commitment is the best thing before you decide to go science.
Now, lastly on your side, there is portrait, there is piggery, there is A, B, C, D, other farming enterprises. Yes. Why did you choose beekeeping as your enterprise?
Yes, that is a very good question, and I expected it from you.
Sure.
Yeah. So beekeeping,
yes,
when we are studying in class, you find you pick interest
in
different enterprises.
Yeah.
And for us, the Bakonjo, some of our grand and grandsons, granddaddies, they use it to enjoy honey. So for us, even when we are growing, we use it to enjoy honey. They use it to mix it with water, and you get, we have a napier grass. Napier grass is a scientific word, but locally we call it the elephant grass. So the top of it, you chop it in the mouth, then you start dipping in the honey as you are eating. So even we thought it is good for you to undergo beekeeping. And for us, the SDA, we have a song that the honey is sweet like Jesus. We call it Obuchi Wenzuchi Wasihire. That is
We also have it here.
you also had
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So we had it that the honey is very sweet. If, when you are still a child in that mood of the church, they always sing on that. So we said now, I said now, if we are singing this song in the church and we grow up eating honey, why can't I evolve myself in this activity? So even if I join the stations, even if I had it that I shall do this, and I have achieved it. I have been in beekeeping for more than 13 years.
And you have a lot of you have no regrets.
I don't regret. I'm a person, at least out if you bring 100 youth and we start our testimonies about what we are doing.
And what you benefited.
What you benefited, I can win. For instance, if you bring a youth, you give us 5 million. Other youth, they will decide to go and buy motorcycles to start using a border. But me, I will say, no, I will go and buy hives. And when you go to the hospital, how many people do you find with maybe they have involved in the accident of the bees and they have been involved in the accident of the motorcycles. So the motorcycles are very many. For us in the bees, we are safe enjoying our money.
Wow. Now, lastly, as we conclude, in 2 minutes, because our time has run so fast. So now, as a board chair, I would wish to know your interests in Uganda and why support the Blalo Foundation.
Okay, so our interest in Uganda came by accident. 12 years ago, I was the chair of the local beekeepers in the UK, and there was a UK student working in Kasese, and his organisation said, find me a beekeeper. So the message came to me, Jane and I discussed this, and we didn't know anybody who would go to Uganda. So we said, we will go, it will be better in Uganda, it will be nice and sunny in January, and it will be cold at home. So we came to Uganda, so that was our first experience.
Yes.
We had a very good experience. We very much enjoyed meeting the people. We found them easy to relate to. We found we were very lucky. We started off with some good people. And so that's how our experience of Uganda started. And we, as Jane said, we've been back, I think, 6 or 7 times. And we've increased our knowledge and understanding. So we have a much more in-depth understanding. Every time we come, we learn more. So, but that helps us with with working with the projects, because they find it more difficult to tell us things that are not true. We have a better understanding of what really happens here.
Are you seeing progress in you guys supporting and working together with Uganda with all other projects within?
I think we're seeing progress. Yes, I mean, I think we only work in a very small part of Uganda. We'd love to do more. We're trying to raise more money. We'd like to do more, but I think for the groups we're working with, the progress is good. We'd always like more progress. We're never satisfied, but yeah, I think this is a good area for beekeeping. The Rwenzori area is a good area for beekeeping. The forage is good. The circumstances are good. Yeah. So
maybe in your last remarks, in 1 word or 2, as we conclude, to the viewers and all.
Okay. So we've been great to be here. We would anybody who wants to do beekeeping, go ahead. It's a great thing to do. Leverson has explained some of the advantages. It's outdoors. It's natural. It's a very it's a good way to improve your life, I think. Many people have the space to put a beehive. The amount of effort involved is not too big. So yeah, I think we hope more people in Uganda and in Africa generally take up beekeeping and benefit from it and can improve their lives. They can pay for the education of their children, they can pay for medicines, they can pay for their household essentials, and yeah.
Okay, So that's been Richard all the way from United Kingdoms and Bees Abroad. Is it a company? It's an organization? What is that?
We're like an NGO.
It's an NGO.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for coming through. So let me conclude with Jane and also your last words, remarks, together with Leverson. Then we can call it a day. Now, would you recommend your fellows from UK or any other well-wisher to come through to Uganda and support any other project under beekeeping?
Very good question. We have really enjoyed meeting Ugandan people. We find everybody very friendly and welcoming, and we feel that we have a little expertise to help as well. If you're British, the conditions are very different here, and it would not suit everybody in Europe or the UK. I think it's hard work in some ways. For us, it's very hot, that kind of thing. But for us, it's paid for many times by the relationships that we have forged with the people. We have lots of friends in Uganda through beekeeping. And it's very fulfilling for us to learn in depth about another country. So I would say to other British and European and American beekeepers, this is a good way of using your skills and learning yourself about other people's cultures and working together on one project, everybody contributing.
And now, given chance for you to get a citizenship in Uganda or relocating to Uganda, would you grab that chance?
I think at my very late age, I would probably prefer to do what I do, which is to come for a few weeks, every 1 or 2 years, and that suits our family is at home and we have other interests at home. But I would like to maintain this connection that we have. It's now a personal connection, and we just love the Ugandan people.
Wow,
Good.
Your last remarks, and we.
Mine. Jane or
You,
me?
Jane.
Okay.
Jane, your last remark.
That is my last remark.
Yes, it is done.
As I say, as long may our networking and friendship continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming through.
Yeah.
So, Liverson, in your last remark, 1 minute just, and we call it a day.
Thank you. In 1 minute, I've organized for this work. We have honey. Somebody who is outside there, you can write the honey, the word honey, and the word money, and the word coffee. So here in Uganda, we need money. And money is just in the honey. The relationship is just removing the letter H, and you just replace with the letter M. Then you will be getting money. That is our problem here in Uganda. So every letter stands for an activity. So like coffee, the only relationship with coffee and money is the letter O and the letter E. Which means there's a lot of activity to be done in coffee compared to the honey. So another thing, as I finalize, I'm not talking economics, I'm not talking parables. So somebody can go outside there. We have no bees, no life. We believe that everything we touch on, plants, the oxygen we are using, because we are getting it from plants, and it's being supported by bees. So in Uganda, no bees, no life. So I could encourage all the Ugandans, my fellow youth mostly, and the Vazei to come and evolve in beekeeping. As we get money, at the same time we get a life. So you better find us at Rural Foundation in Karangura, and we are free to offer services, the training, and with the help of Bees Abroad. Wow. Thank you.
Thank you for coming through.
Welcome.
Okay, we may not go beyond this. It has been a great opportunity to have my team from Bulalo Foundation together with the Bees Abroad, Jane and Richard, together with Leverson, all the way from Bulalo. And they have been discussing about bees keeping all over the globe. Because when we hear Bees Abroad together with Bulalo and beekeeping in Uganda, that automatically brings them together in one boat of love to think about honey production and all its other benefits. It's been a Thursday Free Talk edition. It's been an extra Free Talk edition because we rarely get in friends like these who drop in, and of course whenever they drop through, we automatically have to bring them before your eyes all over the globe where you are watching us from, so that you can learn something out of their coming, and at the end of the day we buy that knowledge and we implement, and we also get successful at the end of the day. It's been me, Gonza, Inspirations Yakiki, your host, Free Talk Monday to Friday. Let's link up together again on Friday. Have a blessed day.
Welcome.